What's up, bro?
What's up?
What are you doing?
What?
What are you doing?
Jeez, man. I'm trying to play Apex Mobile, but I suck at touch controls.
Just connect the controller.
I'm not about to buy a PS5 controller just to connect it to my cell phone. That's crazy.
No, like literally connect the controller to your phone. Here.
I am Blood Hunter. Reloading.
Enemy down.
Scanning the area.
I've been down.
Reloading. Need to recharge my shield. Reloading.
It's go time.
Apex Legends Mobile came out just a few days ago and I have been obsessed. I love the PC and console version of this game, so it's just natural that I would love the mobile version too. I actually checked it out here, or here. I never know which way I'm going to flip the camera to. But there was a problem with the game. I suck at touch controls. I'm pretty sure that I could like learn to use touch controls, but I have a wife, I have a kid, I have a full-time job. I just don't have time to learn another input specifically for this one game. In comes the Backbone controller. Hello world and all who inhabit it, it is I, the Great Rain, and today we're going to be talking about the Backbone controller for iPhone, who it's for, and if it really is the best mobile gaming experience that you can get. As always, be sure to like the video if you like it, subscribe to see more content from me, and comment down below how much do you mobile game. Is it once a day or once a week? Let me know down below. Mobile gaming has exploded in recent years, especially in markets like Japan and India. Mobile games are accessible to more people. In fact, 80+% of people have a smartphone that can game. Companies look at this huge market and say, I just want a little bit of piece of money from a whole lot of people. That's why mobile games are usually free to play and have these smaller microtransactions, because they can get more money that way than if they had put out a $60 or even a $10 game on mobile. To me, mobile games are a gateway. When I was in college, I was playing mobile games, so once I graduated and got a little bit of money, I bought a Switch, both next-gen consoles, and a gaming PC. But mobile gaming always stays near and dear to my heart. I have a soft spot for it. One of my biggest troubles with mobile games is actually playing them. Games like COD Mobile and Final Fantasy VII First Soldier are full of action. They have a lot of action, but I'm doing that action with my fingers and it's a little bit more difficult for me as someone who's played with controller literally my entire life. See, my fingers can't always keep up with people who've been playing this game for months or years when I only hop in every few weeks or so. The Backbone allows me to bridge this gap by keeping the muscle memory of controller inputs but not be too laggy or at disadvantage the way Bluetooth controllers sometimes can on these devices. I mean, if I use my AirPods on my iPad Pro along with a Bluetooth controller, the controller spazzes out for a second and I have no idea why. You'd think that an $1,100 device would be able to handle two Bluetooth connections at the same time. So let's start with the build of this controller. This is a unibody hard plastic design with a spring-loaded extender in the middle that allows it to contract and decontract. I think decontract is a word. Is there an opposite of contract, or is contract the whole motion? You'd think it feel cheap like a kid's toy, but I've dropped this thing almost everywhere and I can still just fine. I love the buttons on this thing. They're very clicky and that's an A+ for me. The buttons feel responsive when you click them, and that's important because this is a small device. You want there to be actual feedback to ensure you're clicking the right buttons at the right time. When you're using the Backbone, you're using your cell phone. Smaller device, smaller screen, smaller buttons, and smaller sticks. A few downsides of a controller being this size is that I have bigger hands, so sometimes it can be uncomfortable and have to readjust my grip, but that's usually in between matches and it doesn't really affect me in the middle of a game. So I didn't allow it to affect my review that much. I still think that you can play with this for 45 minutes to an hour, especially if you have smaller hands or medium hands. You're gonna be just fine, and if you have bigger hands, it's not gonna be that big of a deal. Don't let that affect if you're gonna purchase this thing or not. There was an issue initially with how my iPhone 13 Pro fit. Apparently the camera bump is just too chungus to fit, and so they had to give me this additional plastic piece. Really it's rubber, additional rubber piece that allowed the iPhone 13 Pro to actually sit inside the controller the proper way. Now this piece was free, and there wasn't much of an issue of me contacting them and getting it sent to me. It was actually a very easy process, and I would really like to applaud them for that process. If you buy a new backbone today, it does have that piece just built in, so you don't have to worry about it, because, well, they know that the newest iPhones have gigantic, massive camera bumps compared to older models. Now back to the sticks. They're minuscule, even tinier than Nintendo Switch sticks, but not by much. They're fine for most games like 3D platformers or Pokemon when I decide to emulate it on my iPhone, but when it comes to shooters, they can be a bit of a bother. I guess I'm just used to bigger and higher sticks for my accuracy. It seems like when I'm trying to track an opponent or hit a spray, that my aim is either gonna jitter or spray or jerk to a different direction because I'm putting too much pressure on one side of the stick and it just gives. So the sticks don't necessarily progress and track enemies the smoothest. Now this isn't a deal breaker. Apex Legends Mobile has a lot more recoil than any other mobile game because Apex Legends has a lot more recoil than any other game. With COD Mobile, I don't see this problem as much, and I've actually played a lot of games on COD Mobile with this controller, and I've hit my targets just fine. And all honesty, I could probably adjust my aim specifically for this game with this controller, but I'm just letting you guys know in case you specifically want this controller for Apex Legends Mobile. And like I said, in COD Mobile and Final Fantasy VII, I have this problem a lot less often. Let's talk about software. The app this controller comes with is very extensive and even offers some pretty cool perks like 3 months of Discord Nitro. I got this offer recently even though I've had the app for almost a full year. The app has its own ecosystem of game news announcements, friends lists, and featured games. There's even a way to see every game playable with the backbone. That's via the App Store, Game Pass via cloud streaming, PlayStation, and Steam via their respective remote play softwares. It's a great app to have as a hub if you're into mobile gaming like I am. They make it easy to stream to Twitch from your phone as well if you're into that. It's built right into the app. On the utility side, you can remount buttons or even connect the controller to another device via lightning to USB A or C cable. That's such a value add when they really didn't have to add that functionality. If I'm using my iPad, I'd rather use a Bluetooth controller, and if I'm using my Android, I'm probably using the Razer Keyshin. Get subscribed because we may review this later on as well. Backbone went out of their way to make a great software that complements great hardware, and I love it. Even launching games from the Backbone app is smoother than any other app-to-app functionality I have ever used. The only other addition I can think of is maybe adding a reward system for logging into the app and launching games, but that's so specific and that just goes to show how complete the software already is. I mean, Apple themselves already have achievements, so there's no reason for Backbone to do it too. So we've talked about how it feels and how it works. What about how it plays? It plays great for what it is, a portable handheld device meant to make mobile gaming that much better of an experience for you. I often throw this thing into a small pocket in my backpack for those times when I'm on break at work and definitely not at my desk to play games. I play better than touch controllers when I'm using the Backbone, but not as good as when I use a full-size dedicated Bluetooth controller, though I come very close. If my performance on touch is a 4, then with the Backbone it's a 7, and with the Bluetooth controller it's like an 8. I don't think that the Backbone is better than the iPad and Bluetooth controller combo, but that's an expensive combo. I mean, the cheapest iPad that can game well is at least a couple $100. You will likely already have an iPhone and just need a controller. If you're in that situation, just buy the Backbone. Don't get the iPad Bluetooth controller combo unless you're really serious about mobile gaming. I only use that setup at home. I use the Backbone controller everywhere. There's just more value in the Backbone. So who is this for? Well, I think it's for whoever wants the mobile game and prefers a nice controller experience over touch. It's not necessary as it won't give you an advantage in most games. Most players are using touch controls. It's an investment at $100, but I also don't think it's a big ask for the value you're getting and the ability to play on a device that has thousands of games and is going to get thousands more. Whether it's a platformer, shooter, or really weird kart racer, it's going to be on mobile, and the Backbone is going to make that mobile experience that much better. I really like it. But what do you think about the Backbone? Let me know down below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and check out my other videos like the review of the Bluetooth controller I use for my iPad, Switch, and PC. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.